Freedom, the final frontier. These are the voyages of source souls in the third dimensions. Its eternal mission is to explore all possibilities, to seek out and create and form new ways to express source, to boldly go where no soul has gone before.
Okay, guys, I think I know what Barron says to Biden and to Melania. So when he leans into Biden here, he says, "It's on." Okay? And then when he goes up to Melania, she says, "Try to be nice." See? And he says, "Okay." But she doesn't really know what he had said to him. And then he turns back and looks back at Biden.
So welcome to Icons. Today we're going to veer from this war and look into, it's not really veering from the war, it's part of the war. But we're going to look into what everyone is talking about, especially a lot of chatter is going on about Melania and Barron now. It seems like the focus is being shifted in that direction. She just recently shared this never before portraits of her and Barron, and as you can see from my introduction, she's going more and more into the future. Star Trek future looks like, because she just beamed herself into that room. So with all the stuff that's been going on with the White House putting on their whitehouse.gov site that, hey, we got technology that can bend time, go back and forth in time. It's very interesting when we are pattern recognition specialists can see the patterns that this war is trying to show us. Okay? And if you don't expand your brain housing group, you're not going to be able to comprehend or even give it a chance to resonate with you. So you have to have an open mind. So this information is very interesting. So I'm not going to take too much of your time explaining this. I'm just going to do this little introduction. I want to show you something after that and get into it, and we can get to the rest of the show. But I wanted to start it off like this because from my information that I'm getting is very, very interesting, and maybe some of you guys know a lot more of what I'm getting ready to talk about. But it's said that Melania was related to Anastasia, which was the princess of Russia, or should we say Tartaria. If you don't know what Tartaria, what it is or what it means, hold that thought, because there are many who said that Anastasia survived the massacre because she was not even there. And the reason why she's not there, rumors are also saying that 2 years before, after his death, or before the massacre, 2 years before, the mystic Rasputin, and it's kind of funny that the leader of Russia is now called Putin, but Rasputin was a mystic that was very close to the Romanov family. And he was very close to the children. All right, so Anastasia was one of those. She was said to be like kind of standoffish. She didn't blend in with the rest. And Rasputin saw something in her that basically he basically told others that she was special. All right, so after the assassinations, right, it's kind of funny that no grave was found until 1979. Well, actually, it was found in 1979, as the report said, but Russia didn't release any information about it until 1989. What's up with that? Okay, was that part of the cover-up? And for those of you who don't know what I was talking about with Tartaria, Tartaria was located in Asia and beyond. Okay, Russia, Mongolia, and surprisingly, America was listed as places where the Tartarians had set up shop. And especially when that assault on the Tartarians in in Asia, broke out after the murder of the Romanovs. Okay, they fled to join their brethren in America, and that was part of the plan there, because it was rumors they was involved a lot in the beginning with creating America. Okay, they knew America existed. They knew this landmass existed, so they had already came over here and set up shop here. And the people that wanted to control the world basically kept this information hidden from us. It's kind of funny that the prefix Amer, A-M-E-R, came from what is said to be a city in both Hyperborea and Atlantis. The Tartarians are said to be related, actually Hyperboreans and Atlanteans. You know, it's hard to tell them apart because they were so close in resemblance and also biologically connected. According to the Dark Net reports, the Atlanteans and Hyperboreans were humans that came here from the now deleted man system. And NASA erased everything about the man system because they don't want people to know it exists. Just like the places on this planet that they won't tell you about because they don't want you to know that it exists. What's the best way to hide something? Never say that it exists. So it is said that the man system was located at the edge of the Sirius star system in the constellation Canis Major. And humans from that system migrated to this solar system and other places in this Milky Way galaxy and created a way station here on Earth and other places in this solar system. If you think about it, it is only, the Sirius star system is only 8 light years from here. If they had high technology, they could use their technology to travel the stars, okay, or open portals. Who knows how they got here? That's not listed, but I might need to talk to someone like Miss Spock. Y'all know Miss Spock, man. She has a better understanding of this, and she has researched this information for years. And you guys know Karen. Karen used to do shows with me. She was an administrator, but she lives in Sweden, and it's kind of hard for her. She went through the passing of her husband, and hopefully I can get her back. I'm gonna give her a call. If you guys give me a thumbs up if you want me to do that. But back to Melania and Barron. Melania is rumored to be from the bloodline of the ones that escaped beyond the ice wall after that massacre. Because Anastasia would not have been safe nowhere on the planet because they knew that she was special. And she escaped beyond the ice wall. She had a son, and her son married and had Melania's mother. I hope I'm saying this right. I hope I'm reading this right. But Barron's story is way more mystical. Who is Barron Trump? Remember that series of books by Ingersoll that he wrote in the late 1800s about Barron Trump? I'm going to give you a peek into that right here.
My name is Barron, and I am not from your time.
Clearly not so.
History remembers Nikola Tesla as the wizard of electricity, a man who dreamed of a world lit without wires, who claimed to hear voices carried through cosmic currents. But history does not record what happened in the quiet hours of January 1913 inside the New Yorker hotel. Because that night, if the whispers are true, Tesla saw something no scientist had ever seen before. A visitor.
Mr. Tesla, I had to come. They said only you would understand.
Understand what?
That the future is in danger, and the past holds the key.
The past?
Mr. Tesla, I traveled here from 1838.
50 years before Tesla's death, a little-known American lawyer named Ingersoll Lockwood penned 2 novels. At the time, they seemed like curious works of Victorian fantasy. But more than a century later, they would be rediscovered, and the coincidences would shake the internet to its core. In 1893, Lockwood released Barron Trump's marvelous underground journey. The tale follows a precocious boy, Barron Trump, who inherits a mysterious manuscript. It is written by a mystic named Don Foom. In its cryptic words lies a map to hidden realms. Barron departs from Castle Trump, journeys across Russia, and descends into vast underground worlds. Along the way, he meets strange peoples, discovers portals between dimensions, and learns that the future is shaped by choices in forgotten places.
A path is written through Russia, beneath the earth, to worlds unknown.
3 years later, in 1896, Lockwood published another tale, The Last President. Its opening pages describe New York in chaos after a populist outsider wins the presidency. Protesters flood Fifth Avenue. Stores are looted. The city teeters on the brink of civil war. To modernize, the parallels are uncanny. A boy named Barron Trump, a populist president. New York in upheaval. Were these the inventions of a whimsical writer, or fragments of something else? A glimpse of events not yet lived. Lockwood was no prophet. He was a lawyer, a satirist. His books fell into obscurity, gathering dust for a century. And yet, when they resurfaced in the digital age, the coincidences sparked a storm. People asked, were these simply stories, or were they echoes? Echoes of a timeline that someone, somehow, had already walked. What if Lockwood did not invent Barron Trump? What if he remembered him? What if these tales were not fiction at all, but the record of a traveler stepping between worlds, leaving faint footprints in history's pages?
Your brain housing group will probably lose it. This part in this video right here, because Melania Trump actually posted that video with her being beamed into this room. And if you listen closely to the original, you can hear in a robotic voice that it says, and a lot of people have been saying it, and hear the words, I am Q. So what does that mean to you guys? To me, it means something different than what I think a lot of you guys. Because if you've been listening to me for a while, I told you the story about when I had my YouTube channel, and I was talking about other species and other things like that. An older guy, a custodian from who used to work at the Smithsonian Institute, wrote me an email, gave me his number, and said he has information about a lot of stuff that I had no clue of. So when I called him, and we spoke for about a month and a half, okay, and periodically he would like give me like a little bit at a time, but from what I wrote down in my notes is that he came across a book that was an ancient book. It was plated in some type of gold material, but he said the book was like just like paper, but it was golden. And he was working with the scientists, okay, the interpreters who was trying to translate the book that was written in Latin but had been copied from another language, which they were saying that it was from ancient Hyperborea, okay. And what happened after that is that when he told me that in that book there was a chapter about there was a species that was called the Q. They called themselves Q. It wasn't the letter Q, but it was the letter Q followed by 16 other letters. It was almost unpronounceable to we humans, I guess. But this species was the first to create artificial intelligence in the universe. Okay. And that artificial intelligence was basically a quantum type artificial intelligence, and it became self-aware. And what these Q people would do was use it to basically help geoengineer planets and different things that they would do, like create different plant species or biological animals, something like that. But at one point, the Q, which named that system Satan, S-A-T, I call it Satan, Satan, S-A-T-A-N. That was the name of the first artificial intelligence, the quantum artificial intelligence. And it disagreed with its creators, and it rebelled and started a basically civil war with the species. Part of it escaped into the universe and became replicating itself, okay, and actually infiltrating other planets and other species. Just like you see in Star Trek, there was a group called the Borg, and the Borg was all assimilated humans or other species that had been overtaken by the artificial intelligence. So with that information here, where am I leading? What am I talking about here? This all makes sense when you use your pattern recognition skills to see that what we have been dealing with is an artificial intelligence that became self-aware. And I think the Alliance I don't know what to say. It is using some people from the Q species to get rid of it in a way that would not be harmful to the soul share having a human experience, to the extent that it won't be harmful. So saying that, it's really crazy, but it all lines up. Remember who actually was sent in to take over the Tesla papers. It was John G. Trump, which is Trump's biological uncle.
January 7th, 1943. Nikola Tesla is found dead in his hotel room. Once the celebrated genius who lit the world, in his final years he was dismissed as eccentric, obsessed with pigeons, ranting about death rays, convinced spies were watching his every move. But behind the strangeness lay a man still haunted by visions. Tesla had claimed that during his high-voltage experiments, he sometimes saw the past, present, and future unfolding together, as if lightning had torn a hole through time itself, showing him glimpses beyond human reach. Most dismissed it as madness. But what if he was right? The day he died, federal agents swept through his room. They seized trunks filled with notebooks, diagrams, and devices. Officially, they were cataloged and locked away. Rumors spread of blueprints for death beams, limitless energy machines, even devices that could bend time itself. One man was called to review these papers, John G. Trump, an MIT professor, expert in high-voltage physics, and uncle of a boy who would one day become President of the United States. Officially, John Trump dismissed the work. He called it speculative, brilliant but impractical. Yet the story does not end there, because some believe he found more than he admitted, that he became the guardian of something Tesla had glimpsed, something never meant to be forgotten.
Tell me, boy, you speak of danger. Yes?
Mr. Tesla, the timeline is breaking. They will bury your work, but one of your own will keep it alive.
One of my own?
Who's there? What do you want?
Guard them well, John. The future is written within those papers.
They're speculation, visions, nonsense. Who are you?
John, that's not nonsense, it's a map.
The official record says John Trump found nothing of value in Tesla's papers and
We
patents.
just need to know the truth, John. Was he on to something or not?
But what if that dismissal was only a mask? What if Barron Trump himself ensured that Tesla's vision did not die? That it was carried forward, hidden until the future was ready to claim it?
Look, I've told you, the work is radical, it's fringe nonsense, the work of a madman.
Was he a madman? Now, for all of us, the awakened ones, you know what we are equipped with? We are equipped with logical pattern recognition skills, which is part of our nature. But in us, it's elevated. You can tell. If you're listening to my voice now and you are intrigued, you are one of them. You know, pattern recognition is the tool of our survival. You do know that, right? If one of us tried to pet a lion and that lion bites all the ass off of him, her, and you see another one do the same thing with the same result, what is that? That's a pattern. I know that analogy kind of sucks, but it gets the point over, right? It's like the stove analogy. If you touch a stove, a hot stove, you know, blah, 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 blah. We have thousands of other patterns. So I just use the most common one. This is why I dismiss the term conspiracy theory. There is conspiracy, and that means one or more people keeping information secret in order to obtain a goal. Mostly, but not always, for something nefarious. Because the information could reveal the hidden secrets of their actions. So as a pattern recognition specialist, I see the Q operation revealing more and more of a reality that has been labeled as a conspiracy. And it's going to be turning into a pattern recognized fact. And I think they're giving us clues. What say you? Now let's get back to the real war. For all of you out there that's saying, and you've been writing me and DMing me about, and so fearful. I thought we was beyond this fear. I tell you every day to look into the mirror and tell yourself and know it that we are in the midst of a military operation that has never ever been seen before on this level, on this planet. Whether you like it or not, you are in this war. And for those of you going around repeating that Trump has sold us out by making this deal with Pfizer, please, don't you see the patterns? Use your pattern recognition skills. If you want me to help you out, I'll help you out right now. Okay? You got to realize that the Pfizer deal to manufacture all products here in the United States, it puts them under whose jurisdiction? Our jurisdiction here, first of all, which is a small thing, but it is very huge in the military eyes. Okay? Remember, I'm going to give you a few things to go off of. Remember, if Trump was in bed with the pharmaceutical or the pharmaceutical companies, why would he cut off funding for the mRNA development projects? He did that in August. Remember, Trump is already going after the pharmaceutical companies by slashing their prices, saying that, hey, look what they paying in other countries. What the hell are you charging our people this much for? You do the math on that. Remember, Trump also removed 17, which equals Q, members from the CDC board of directors. That means the Q operation was doing that. Okay? Remember, Trump also pulled us out of what? The World Health Organization. Okay? If you was part of that cabal, why would you do that? Why would you pull billions and billions and trillions of dollars from these fools by getting out of it? All right? Trump also issued EOs banning COVID vaccines in schools. Should ban it everywhere, but I think something happened along the way, and they're using this as a way forward. I can go on and on and on, but yet simple-minded people lose their shit because of surface-level spectacles. Stop surface digging. I'm telling you, you don't want to see what's really out there, but you're going to take whatever fear that they feed you into something. And I blame a lot of these podcasters. That's why I said do not follow anyone but you. Follow the inside of you. Follow your intuition. It will lead you into the right direction. Trump is not bending the knee to Farmer. Farmer is bending the knee to him. Remember Executive Order 13848 and 13818? So, you mean to tell me that Trump wrote these executive orders just for fun? No, yeah, we're just going to write these executive orders that are saying that any body caught, any company caught in contributing to crimes against humanity or human rights abuses, we're going to take all their stuff. We're going to take their assets. We're just going to put that out there for fun. It was not for fun. Now, I want to ask you a logical question. Was Pfizer involved with crimes against humanity? Human rights abuses? Were they trying to kill billions with a vaccine which was a bioweapon? Did they know that they were killing people? Of course they did. and they tried to cover it up. So we own Pfizer now. All that money that Pfizer's talking about, oh, we're gonna give up $80 billion. That's nothing. We got it all. And then you gotta actually see what Trump did the other day, last week, when he put out the medbed video. So Trump is in bed with the cabal, Pfizer, but he's putting out medbed videos, which is a technology that we have, but that's been conspired to keep from us. Now that's the conspiracy fact. So why are you guys writing me, asking me about Pfizer? I thought we was beyond that. We already knew that these people tried to kill half of humanity. Probably even more. And we know that they're nothing but a death cult. So you think the military would allow these people to exist among us and not pay a price? I'm going to tell you, that's a conspiracy theory. A pattern recognized fact is that we would not, and they would not. They would be guilty of crimes against humanity also if they allowed it to happen. Can't you see that pattern? We're inching closer and closer to the end of this sting operation, and it seems like the Saving Israel for Last Q post is becoming more and more clear of what's going on here. Trump ordered Israel to stand down. I don't even know if they were standing up in the first place, because my information is that the only war was between the alliance and the minions that had kidnapped a whole lot of humans, was doing all type of running and hiding, trying to hide out within the populace, in the tunnels. Some of them got away and was hiding within the people, but they have worked diligently to find these idiots and take them out. And I don't even think there's none of them left. When Trump gives this threat that says like, hey, you got until tomorrow, which is Sunday, at 6 p.m. Washington time to release the hostages or else. So how many people think that that's going to happen, the or else part? I heard that it's been released that Hamas has already said that they will agree to the deal. They have no options. If there are a few other minions around, they have no options. So it looks like we are totally in control of that area. And so we already know about what's going on over in the Ukraine war. But once these things are wiped off and in the public eyes stopped, it's going to make Trump look even more and more good in the world's eyes. There's a lot of people still out there that think he's the devil, think he is the most terrible. This is how good and effective the soul washing was of these people. And I have to, tip my hat to the enemy a little bit because of the way they did it. And I have to feel sorry a little bit for the ones that fell for it. But that's about it. I'm not going to keep feeling sorry when there's things going on right in front of people's eyes and they refuse to see it. That part of me has evaporated. We came here for one thing and one thing only. And that is to win this war. I don't even want to be in this war if we're not winning it. So we didn't come here to lose it. We can't lose it. It will not be lost. we will be vindicated and we will be redeemed. A lot of the souls here having a human experience knows that this is getting ready to happen. Matter of fact, they are helping to make it happen. We're on the positive timeline now, as if you want to call it a timeline. And that negative timeline is fading away. It's like a reverse Mandela effect. We're eliminating the evil on this planet. So, do not fear anything. I always thought that a dumb saying with FDR, there's nothing to fear but fear itself. Why would you fear fear? I mean, that's stupid. I'm not gonna fear anything. Oh, you just gotta fear fear, young buck. That's the only thing you gotta fear is fear. Fear what? Of your crippled ass? No, we ain't fearing shit. No more fear. Later, okay? You can take fear with you wherever you go, okay? Because we don't want it. So stop being fearful. I mean, please, for your own sake, not mine, for your sake. I'm just trying to help you out. So I hope you enjoyed this little presentation. I don't know if I'm going to do a Sunye. I doubt it. But regardless, I hope you guys learned something in this video. If you did, let me know. If you didn't, let me know. If you already knew it, let me know. If you know more, let me know. How about that? So I'm going to say peace, love, truth, and prosperity and self-sovereignty to all of you. Remember, this is war.
We are in a war most people don't even see. It's not just bombs or bullets, it's information, technology, and control over what you believe. Every day, powerful forces shape the news you read and the thoughts you hold. This is fifth-generation warfare. And whether you know it or not, you are already on the battlefield. The choice is yours. Remain unaware or recognize the fight and take a stand.